Hey guys, it's Dr. Robotnik64, and today I'm going to be starting a series that is actually much different than most of the series that I do on this channel. This is actually not a gameplay series or a playthrough of a game, but rather it's a series of creepypasta readings, specifically creepypastas from the SCP Foundation website. Now, I decided to do this because a lot of the SCPs on the SCP Foundation website are pretty interesting, and most of them are not in the SCP Containment Breach game, although I think that some of them should be in the SCP Containment Breach game, to be completely honest with you. So yeah, this is a new series that I'm going to be doing from now on. Now, I plan anyway to read all of the SCPs on the SCP Foundation website, although that could take some time though, because there's at least over 1,000 SCPs. But I'll see what I can do anyway. This will be somewhat of an indefinite series because of that. Now, what I'm going to be doing in this series is that I'm not going to be reading all of the SCPs in order of item number, as in, I'm not going to start with SCP-001 and work my way up to, I believe the most recent one is SCP-1999. I'm not going to do that. Basically, what I'm going to do is that if I find an SCP that looks pretty interesting and is worth giving a read, then I'll read that SCP instead. And another thing is that some of the SCP creepypastas are actually pretty short, so if they are very short, I might actually read more than one SCP story in a single video, so there could be a possibility that I might read like maybe 2 or 3 SCP creepypastas in just one video, because I want these videos to be at least a few minutes long anyway. I think no longer than 10 minutes anyway, so I just don't want them to be like only 3 or 4 minutes or something for like an SCP story that's that short. So yeah, and one final thing before I start reading an SCP in this video, this is somewhat of an experimental series right now, which means that I'm not sure if I'm even going to make a part 2 of this series. It all depends on whether or not I want to start making these types of videos from now on, and more importantly, it depends on whether or not you guys want to see me make these types of videos. But yeah, so this is kind of an experimental series, but more than likely there will be a part 2, but I'm really not sure yet. So anyway, without much further talking, and by the way, when I do finish reading some of the SCP stories, I will try to critique them to the best of my ability anyway, so even though I did say in one of my previous videos that I normally do not like criticizing things because, you know, it makes me feel guilty, yada yada yada. Well, I'm going to try to critique the story as best as I can anyway, see if it's good or bad, or say if it's good or bad, and what the original author could do to improve the story, so yeah. And I will also post the links to the original creepypastas in the description of the video as always, so you guys can read them for yourselves. So yeah. But anyway, here's the first creepypasta I'm going to read in this part. This is SCP-1998. And the image above, right there, is apparently what SCP-1998 is supposed to look like. It almost looks like a laser gun or something. This SCP is not in the SCP Containment Breach game, although it would be kind of interesting if it was added into the game, but yeah. It's pretty interesting. Apparently it was featured on the front page of the SCP Foundation website, and it does have some pretty good ratings as well, so without much further talking, let's read SCP-1998 then. Item number, SCP-1998, Object Class, Safe. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-1998 is to be contained in a high-value storage locker in Site-38. Testing of SCP-1998's effects are to be carried out only according to the following protocols. First, a request is to be filed with the Foundation Ethics Committee, which will provide both the appropriate D-Class personnel and the parameters under which experimentation can be carried out. Second, all aspects of every experiment are to be monitored in person by one representative of the Ethics Committee and broadcast live via closed-circuit camera to the remainder of the committee. Third, under no circumstances is SCP-1998 to be used for anything other than experimental testing. Any attempt to use SCP-1998 to alter the free will of D-Class personnel for the benefit of either individual members or departments of the Foundation will be considered grounds for immediate demotion and reassignment. Description: SCP-1998 is a pistol of unknown make or manufacture. The pistol is operated through use of a plunger-shaped apparatus directly beneath the barrel. SCP-1998 does not use any sort of ammunition, instead firing an energy pulse via unknown mechanisms. The power source of SCP-1998 has never been determined. It does not require access to any external source of power, though it does require approximately 5 minutes between uses, presumably for cooldown or recharging purposes. The energy pulses generated by SCP-1998 have no effect on inorganic, inanimate, or non-human materials, dissipating on contact with anything other than a human body or clothing directly in contact with a human body. Pulses will dissipate after traveling approximately 20 meters. The energy pulses produced by SCP-1998 have their principal effect on the human brain, specifically the motor cortex, primary auditory cortex, and hippocampus. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced, but I'm probably wrong. These areas are affected regardless of what part of the body is impacted by the pulse. Individuals affected by SCP-1998 pulses will experience 3 effects in rapid succession. First, affected individuals will turn towards the operator of SCP-1998 and sit on the ground in front of them. The placement of obstacles in the path of this movement may result in destabilization or loss of balance. Once the individual is no longer standing and is facing the device's operator, movement will cease regardless of the physical comfort of the position. Second, affected individuals will experience functional paralysis, having no voluntary control over any motor function other than what movements are required to maintain eye contact with SCP-1998's operator. Finally, affected individuals will listen closely to and deeply internalize whatever SCP-1998's operator says during the period of paralysis. Any information conveyed during this period will be remembered perfectly and completely for the remainder of the individual's life, and any imperative commands given will be carried out as completely as possible after the end of the paralysis. And there's actually a footnote here, and the footnote says, experimentation has determined that individuals given physically impossible orders, demands that violate laws of physics, will lead to affected individuals carrying on without obeying the order, but report feelings of regret and low self-esteem due to their perceived failure. Individuals ordered to perform tasks that lead to physical discomfort or danger will carry out the order regardless of the potential harm, and will often shrug off attempts to treat wounds incurred during such tasks. This period will continue for approximately 19 minutes, after which affected individuals will regain motor control. The tendency of individuals affected by SCP-1998 to enter periods of sustained shock and psychological trauma are believed to be related to the immersed traumatic physical pain, described by 2 affected individuals as agonizing and hellish, caused by exposure to SCP-1998. Addendum 1998-1. SCP-1998 was recovered by several civilians hiking on Natchez Trace National Scenic Trail in West Tennessee. It was contained inside a small cardboard box covered in several markings in what was identified as a combination of Latin and Cherokee vocabulary written in the Greek alphabet. Translations of these markings were incompletely comprehensible, suggesting the box was being transported by an organization known as Phytrenzamun Combine. The box's contents included SCP-1998, various packing materials, and a slip of paper. An approximate translation of the slip read as follows: Gymnasium Educational Materials, 3, 12th Circle, Novodobus, or I don't know how to pronounce that, Novodobus or something, of Sands, destination, Alexilva University, Central Academic Authority Equipment Requisitions Department, 53rd First Circle. There are Roman numerals here, by the way, so I'm just, it's an approximation of what I think the Roman numerals are saying. Alexandria of Forest. Item number 101, quantity 1, product concentration enhancer standard, price waived. Enjoy this free sample from Gymnasium Supply. Consider us for your learning enhancement needs in the future. And that is SCP-1998. That is completely it. There's nothing else there, so that's it for SCP-1998 then. So that was an interesting read right there. So basically SCP-1998 is some sort of pistol. Yeah, they call it a pistol, but I would rather call it a laser gun if it fires pulses of energy. And with SCP-1998 you can basically control other people. It's almost like a mind control device, actually. You fire pulses of energy at somebody, and for the next 19 minutes, whatever command you tell them to carry out, they actually carry out. No matter the consequences. If it's something that could possibly kill them, well, they could honestly care less. They'll still carry it out anyway. It would be kind of interesting if a tool like that were to exist in real life, but then again, it could also be very dangerous as well. Well, then again, it technically does exist in real life, because as you can see by the image, I believe most of the images of the SCP are images of things that were actually taken in real life, so they do actually exist in the real world. But in the real world, these objects are nothing like the Creepypastas imply that they are. Like SCP-173, for instance, because SCP-173 is a sculpture that does actually exist in the real world. It was created by an unknown sculptor from Japan, apparently. But SCP-173 does exist in the real world, but it's just basically a sculpture. It's not a sculpture that if you blink at it, it strangles you or breaks your neck or anything. It doesn't do that. But it does technically exist in real life, so it's pretty interesting to know that, actually. But of course, if I were to go and possibly find the SCP-173 sculpture, it's obviously not going to kill me or anything, like if I blink at it. Because most of these SCP creepypastas have a lot of stuff that tend to be a little out of reality, I guess you could call it. Because I think it's very obvious that something like SCP-1998 could not possibly exist in the real world, although it could be interesting if it did, and technically it does, but I don't think it does the exact same thing that the SCP-1998 story implies that it does. But yeah, a very dangerous weapon that allows you to control other people and leaves them with a whole bunch of psychological problems afterwards. Why something like this could possibly be classified as safe, I honestly have no idea, because that's definitely not safe if you ask me. I don't know about you, but a pistol that can fire pulses of energy that basically allows you to control other people's minds and leaves them with a whole bunch of psychological problems and shock afterwards. It's not really my definition of safe there, but okay, whatever you say, SCP Foundation. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about the SCP-1998 story. And I think for now this is where I'm going to end things off, because that was, well, a moderately long creepypasta. It took me about 5 or 6 minutes to read. It's not really all that long compared to other creepypastas I've seen on the SCP Foundation website. Something I forgot to mention about this series is that normally I'll only read about maybe 2 or 3 SCP creepypastas if the first one happens to be extremely short. Like, if I finish reading the first SCP creepypasta and the video is only 5 minutes long, then I'll read another one in the same video. But that's pretty much the only time when I'll actually read more than one creepypasta from the SCP Foundation website in the exact same video. Other than that, I'll just read one creepypasta. But this video is well over 10 minutes already, so I think that's where I'll end things off for now. So, if you want to read the original SCP-1998 creepypasta, the link's in the description, so yeah. I do sort of have an idea on what creepypasta from the SCP Foundation I might want to read next, but you'll just have to wait and see for now. I'm not saying what it is just yet. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now, and you know what? I think I am going to try to make these types of videos possibly, because now that I've actually done a type of video like this, I think I might actually want to make more videos like this from now on, so I don't know how many parts this series is going to have. It's probably going to have a lot, because there's well over 1,000 SCP creepypastas on the SCP Foundation website, so who knows, this series might possibly have over 1,000 parts. That's going to take very long, obviously, but it's a possibility. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for now, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this series as well, and if you do, then I'll continue to make more videos like this in the future, so yeah. But I'm done for now. So this is Dr. Robotnik64. Thank you for watching. If you want, feel free to like or favorite this video or maybe subscribe. Also, feel free to follow me on Twitter or check out my Google Plus page as I post alerts about videos I've recently uploaded to both of these places. The links to my Twitter account and my Google Plus account are in the description of all my videos, including this one. But that's it for now, so I'll see you guys in the next video I make. Later.